Okay, good everyone. Now, for today's class, we'll be treating the Gore Dress. And as you all know that a Gore Dress, for you to achieve a Gore Dress, you need to first draft out your basic pattern. And once you've drafted the basic pattern, then you extend the dress to your desired length. And as you know that a dress length could be on your knee point or a full length as it were. But first is that you need to understand what makes a Gore Dress. Gore dress are paneled dresses that has an extended or a widened out volume at the base. So the extension you give to your gore panels is determined by your choice of width that you want the hem of your gore dress to look like. And don't forget that if you are doing a gore dress, there are some gore dress that the connection starts majorly from the waistline, while some start on the hip line. So you have a choice of to determine the point where you want your gore effect to start from. Are you getting me? So for this class now, all you need to do to get your gore dress is to first draft out your basic bodice block, extend to your desired length, and I've done that for mine. So the next thing now that I said was this. I'm trying to recap for those that are just joining us. So you have your normal dart on the shoulder and you have your normal dart on the waistline. So because to get a gore dress, you first need to convert the pattern to a panel, rather. So once you get your panel, then you can now start doing the other gore extension, which I'm going to show you as we go on. So, and I said, for you to get the panel placement of this front block, you need to measure on the center front on the waistline, from center front to this dart point. Now, doing that now, place your tape measure on the center front of the pattern. Like if you're seeing it clearly from where you are, I have 9 cm here, and that's going to determine my panel point for the center front. Now, you come to the base, the full length of your dress whatsoever, either it's short or long, measure from the center front the 9 cm, and that will regulate the balance line for the panel of the front block. And I have my 9 cm there, so now place it on the waistline, then you connect it. Now, once you connect it, it gives you that balanced line. And don't forget that the one on this part is on center fold, while the ones here are going to be 2-piece cut, just like you did in your panel skirt. The same principle applies when you are doing a gore dress that is paneled. So now, once you have done this, you bring this line together to have a balanced line. Then you need to now, on your pattern, you already have this place as your point X, which is like the apex part of the bust area. So what you need to do is to link the shoulder dart from all this angle, link it with the one that is coming on the waistline. How do you do it? If you use a straight ruler, it's not bad. So far it will not look a bit funny. But we advise that you use the slightly curved part of your ruler. Don't come and do this. Just look for a part that is not that too curvy. Then you link it from your point X to that, to the 13 cm up from your waistline. Do you get it now? So once you do this, automatically you've actually paneled the pattern into 2 different angles. We have this one, which is what every part from here on this line represents the center front, and that's the CF1. And we have this part, this is called the CF2. So your panel is not complete until you have the 2 sides sewn together, and that's where you're going to see your panel lines. But don't forget that we are not going to stop at this point, because we need to create some gore width on each panel. So once you've done that, and that actually wrap it up. But don't forget that for this class, our panel is just going to be the princess gore dress. And your princess gore dress are the ones that comes from the shoulder dart. We still have the one that is the empire gore dress. So you have a choice as to choose the one that you prefer. Now, let's do the same thing. Now, sometimes you can have designs that are paneled only in front but not paneled at the back, but that is not in all cases when it comes to a full panel dress. As you have paneled the back, the front, you should do the same thing for the back. Now let's come to the back aspect. Now I still have my major pattern as I have it here, like you have in your own draft. You've done your normal center back shaping. You can still do your normal shaping on the side as you want it. Then now, how do you now get the panel of the back? The same thing we did when we were paneling the front is what we're going to do here. So how do you do that? From your center back line, measure the dash point. From the center back line. Please, we can try and mute our mic so that we can have. Now, on my center back line, from this point to this point, here I have 11 cm based on my own draft, which can be different from yours. So all you need to do is, from this center back, come to the base of the pattern and measure the same 11 cm. Now, the reason why we are doing this 11 cm measurement is for us to have a balanced line and to have equal panel shape on the dress block. So once you do that, just like I did in front, you link from the waistline to this point. And while doing that, I have this. You see now? So automatically, you actually share this pattern into two parts. And the reason why this part is looking smaller is because this one is two-piece. Just like you have this one looking tiny and this one is more. That's because this one is on fold. So when you open it, it has the same distribution of what? Panel. I hope you're with me. Excuse me. So now, now on your pattern, now there are some that their pattern does not have excess on the shoulder line of the back. It's not that common in all cases, but if yours has that excess, you should have indicated that when you're drafting, when you have compared the shoulder of the back with the front. But now, this one has. But in case your own pattern does not have that excess at the back, all you need to do is whatever is the shoulder length at the back pattern, measure it and look for the midpoint. Up here with me. In case your own shoulder line does not have excess, just measure whatever you have from NP to SP. From NP to SP, I have here 14 cm, so automatically this one has excess of 2 cm because I'm working with bus 92. Are you with me? So I already have my excess line indicated. So all you need to do is to also link this line to this, and that's one of the important influence of that excess at the back. It helps you when you are doing panel, but when you are not doing panel, you already know that you have to actually like trim off that excess, which when you get to that aspect, you also show. So I'll need to just link this with my straight ruler. So that shows that I have two panels on the back now. I have the CB1, which is everything on this line, like this. And I have this other side, which is my CB2. So here I'm cutting two pieces. This is one piece but unfold. Here I'm cutting two pieces. Why? Because I'm going to add my zipper allowance to the center back. So now I will show you some other aspect of this particular draft that I've done on the board with a miniature draft. So now, like you all know that what I have here on my miniature for this small piece of draft is what I have on the board. And I want to do the same practical explanation because I can't cut this one directly on the board as it is. So that's what I want to do now, so we can do this together. Please, in case you have any question regarding this Gore Dress class, feel free to write them down. So when I'm done with this aspect of my home board work, I will ask us so that we can relate together as regards this topic. So now I have this. Now let me start with the center front and do the same thing I did. So now, like I said, from my center front now, I'm going to link this line downward. You get? And I said I will link this one too, but make sure that you use your curved part of your ruler. You can see now what I did. So you can see what I did now. So I already have my panel, I'm labeling it. Please don't use pen. Always use pencil when you are drafting pattern. It's very important. Because I don't want to go too far. So now I have my CF1 and I have my CF2, which is, the CF means center front. Now the same thing you did here, you're going to also do the same thing at the back. Now for the back, the same from center back line to this point of the dart. Because my ruler is straight, I have to do the same. You get? Then I link this one. So I have this. I have my CB1, the CB2. So the next thing for me to now do is to cut this one. Now I've drafted my panel already. Now I need to cut it out so that I can now add the extra gore for each panel. So you can start with any one. So I'm starting from here. So I have this already for this. Then you see cut out this part also. When you get to those parts, you can just shape it out a little to get. So I have this. Now if I put them almost closely together, you see what I'm having? So I have this. So I've already found out my panel. All that is needed is a panel dress. It's for you to just add your sewing allowance for the panels, then you have your panel dress out. But because we're trying to achieve a Gore dress, so we still need to add some extension. So I still need to do some other things here as well. So you do this one just the same thing way I did for the front, cutting it. Now I've eliminated everything I need to eliminate. So if you put them together, this is what you are going to also realize.